What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Vault. My name is Money, and today we are going to be looking at day one reveals for Emerald City Comic Con. Actually, wait, it's not called Emerald City Comic Con, it's called Virtual Spring Whatever. Essentially, Emerald City Comic Con 2021 was postponed until December of this year because, there's a global pandemic going on. So Funko probably already had figures made thinking that Emerald City was going to happen in March, so they probably have an entire catalog of exclusives that they're just like, fuck it, let's just release them anyway. So we had one reveal on Monday, and then we had a whole day's worth of reveals today on Tuesday, so we're going to be covering Monday and Tuesday and considering it like a part one. And don't forget, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider it. It helps the channel grow, helps me make more content for you guys watching at home. So let's go ahead and get it started with the first reveal of Emerald City Comic Con. Now, I think it would be appropriate for me to say spoiler warning for WandaVision. These are spoilers for, I think, episode 6 of WandaVision. So if you haven't watched that yet, I'll put a timestamp on screen for you guys so I don't ruin an awesome moment for you guys. So we'll count it down. 3, 2, 1. We have the Billy and Tommy 2-pack from the Halloween episode. This is them in their Halloween costumes and also them using their powers, which is super cool. This is going to be shared with Amazon, and we only know that because it was like an early leak ahead of time. We've kind of known about this one for a very long time. Disc Pops and Funko Finders have been reporting about it since way before the episode even aired. Now, this is a really cool pack. I'm assuming we're going to get more WandaVision Pops moving forward because they couldn't do much with this first wave without spoiling all the awesome stuff that's happened so far, and this is a great sign that there will be another full set of WandaVision Pops in the future. I'd love to see Jimmy Woo. I'd love to get a Darcy Pop. I think there's a lot of potential for a whole second wave of WandaVision Pops, so this is a great sign. It's an awesome looking 2-pack, and this is actually one that I am definitely going to be after this con. Moving on to Tuesday, our reveal starts out with Weedle on the Needle. Weedle on the Needle. Sounds like he's doing
Don't like that.
I picture Weedle, the Pokemon, can I say that on YouTube?
No.
I probably can't say that on YouTube. So then this must be a popular children's book in Seattle literature culture that I'm not familiar with. So it makes sense for Emerald City Comic Con considering that Emerald City is out in Washington. So that makes sense. So this is cool in that aspect. I love Emerald City Comic Con for a bunch of reasons. A few of the biggest being that they always do this green theme throughout a majority of the exclusives. And another one being is that they pay homage to Seattle, which I think is great. There's always at least one sports team mascot or an ad icon from that area. So this is great that we're also getting more representation of that Seattle culture for all of you who are out there in the state. We move on to Pop Retro Toys Transformers Grimlock. Now, I actually love the Retro Toys line. It's not something I collect, but I did play with Transformers a bunch when I was little, so I love the nostalgia behind all these old toys that they're doing again. Like I said, it's not a set that I'm going to be picking up, but I think they are just a bunch of really nice-looking figures. They had one for the Funko bundle for the holidays, which looked great. There's a whole other set going to GameStop as well, so I love that they're really going full force forward with this retro toy line. So I think it's a great addition to the Retro Toys line, but I can't help but notice that this guy isn't green. I assume that there's green Transformers out there. I low-key did a Google search on it. There's a Transformer named Crosshairs who's green, so maybe that would have been a better choice. But in general, I think this Transformer announcement was awesome, and it is going to be a highlight for a majority of collectors for this Comic-Con. Next up, we have Hanna-Barbera, Thundar the Barbarian. We have Ookla the Mock, Princess Ariel, and then Thundar himself. I assume it's just pronounced Thunder, so I'm going to say Thunder from here on out. The most interesting thing about this reveal to me is that for San Diego Comic-Con 2020, there was a Princess Ariel leak saying that there was going to be a pop named Ariel, and everybody just jumped to The Little Mermaid. But I have a feeling that this Princess Ariel was that Princess Ariel that we were supposed to get for that convention last year. Sirlin Pops put a whole list of exclusives for the Comic-Con, and only half of them ended up coming to fruition. Now, I'm to understand that this was a huge inspiration to Masters of the Universe, and that a lot of Masters of the Universe collectors out there do also like Thunder the Barbarian. And this, judging by the comments on the Instagram post, a lot of people are super hyped for this and super excited. So I imagine that these are going to be hot items for this Comic-Con as well. Next up, we have our first Funko Soda of the convention. We have HR Pufnstuf, limited to only 2,000 pieces. Now, it's safe to assume that this will be shared with the Funko shop, and it's also safe to assume that this will sell out pretty much immediately. 2,000 pieces in one of the lowest counts on soda. We've seen Tony Stark getting 16,000. We've seen other sodas getting like 10,000 or 8,000. And at previous conventions, there have been Scott Pilgrim sodas that are only like 8,000 or 10,000. So 2,000 is crazy. And when you break that down to the chase ratio, 1/6 of 2,000 is... what's 1/6 of 2,000? Alexa, what's 1/6 of 2,000?
1/6 of 2,000 is 333.3333.
I thought she was going to keep going. I believe that HR Pufnstuf did have a pop back in like 2019 for San Diego Comic-Con, so it's awesome to see that Funko is still revisiting some of these more obscure and classic characters in different forms, such as Pop Soda, and this is just an awesome one. I'm really happy with this. Next up, we have Pop Animation The Underdog. Now, The Underdog was a 1960s animated show that ran for about 3 or 4 years, I believe. And this is another classic IP that Funko has picked up. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a foreshadowing to there being a full line of Pops from this show. Or maybe for San Diego Comic-Con, we'll get a bunch of other main characters or like B-tier characters from this show as like, kind of like HR Pufnstuf. We got HR Pufnstuf for one Comic-Con, and then for the following New York Comic-Con, they gave us a few other characters from that show. I could see Underdog doing the same exact thing. I personally don't care much for this at all, but I can appreciate a good figure when I see one. I can appreciate what Funko's doing when they are picking more random and obscure characters, because that's what I believe a Comic-Con catalog should be like. So I give this a thumbs up, even though it's not for me. I know it's for a lot of you out there. Next up, we have a reveal for Masters of the Universe, and as always, it's always a bunch of really awesome stuff. Here we have a Man-at-Arms soda limited to 7,500 with a chase. We have a Cobra Khan soda, again, with a chase limited to 7,500 pieces. We have a Pez 2-pack, which is limited to 1,000 pieces. And then we have a Man-Tana Pop. This dude's mouth looks like a butthole. So Masters of the Universe is an awesome line. I don't collect it because I never watched the show growing up, but I can always appreciate incredible looking figures when I see them, and I love how they always do it on different platforms. We have Soda, we have Pez, we have Pops, we've had vinyl in the past. It's just such a really cool set, and I would bet money that a majority of these are going to be shared with Toy Tokyo because historically that has been where they have gone. We have seen some go to the Funko shop, and we have seen maybe one or two go to brick and mortar stores. I believe GameStop has gotten one in the past, but as of recent, it's been Toy Tokyo's deal. This 1,000 piece Pez set is probably going to sell out instantly, and I think that this set is a really strong wave for Emerald City Comic Con usually being such a small catalog compared to other Comic Cons during the year. So it's crazy to me that we're getting 5 items altogether for Masters of the Universe, when we typically only get like 30 to 35 exclusives altogether. Next up from My Hero Academia, we have Nejiri Khan, and I apologize if I am pronouncing that incorrectly, but I've just got to say, man, this is it. I know a lot of collectors have been frustrated with the My Hero Academia line because Funko has been doing a lot of chrome or glow or 10-inch variants or whatever they're doing for this line. It's just been a lot of oversaturation with variants. But when Funko does something right, man, do they do it right. I mean, the Bakugo for San Diego Comic-Con last year was fantastic, and now this pop just looks outstanding as well. I love that it's a brand new character. I love how the pose, they captured the essence of this character with her hair curling up. The power or the energy, whatever it is surrounding her, also just looks so fantastic. And out of everything announced so far for Emerald City Comic Con, even though that this isn't an anime that I watch, or even though this isn't an item that I'm going to pick up, I think that this is my favorite pop of the convention from these first couple of days, because the pop just, it's outstanding. Because Funko is showing collectors what they can do and what they're capable of, and I think it is just an outstanding looking pop, and it's easily going to be one of the most sought after items from this convention. And I'm going to bet money that it's going to Hot Topic just like every other My Hero Academia Comic-Con exclusive does. Then we have our Dragon Ball reveal with Jackie Chun, and I'm just glad that this is not another Goku or Gohan or Piccolo, who seem to be kind of like the 3 characters who are always getting Comic-Con like variants for every single convention. So this is awesome to see another character. I don't believe that Jackie Chun has a pop yet, If I'm wrong, make sure you guys correct me down below in the comments, but I think that this is just an awesome looking figure, super detailed with the attention to the beard and to the clothing. And man, like I said, I'm just so glad that this isn't just another variant for Dragon Ball collectors. They've been milking metallic variants. The most recent Toy Fair reveal had so many different glow variants of like all sorts of different Dragon Ball characters. And then you had a Diamond Edition Goku, who was also a glow-in-the-dark Goku, who also had a metallic Goku. The last reveal of the day goes to Buff Chomper from One Piece, and this is just the funniest thing. I think that this is probably one of the funniest pops we've ever gotten, just because I think Buff Chomper is just ridiculous as a concept, and to see it become a pop is just hysterical. They just released a whole new wave of One Piece pops, so this is super exciting to see that we're going to be getting more Comic-Con ones moving forward. One Piece didn't get a lot of representation in the Comic-Con catalog for a long time. We got Brooke for a New York Comic-Con, but that was basically it. So it's awesome to see that One Piece is now going to be hopefully a part of the normal Comic-Con lineup, just like Dragon Ball and My Hero Academia, because One Piece is a great anime. It has a lot of fans, and I think it deserves more, and this Buff Chomper is just a great choice to add to the Comic-Con lineup, and I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere down the line we end up getting a flocked variant of this pop as like a Funimation exclusive or something. Overall, I think that these first couple days were pretty great. There were a few things for me. Then again, there wasn't really anything that I'm sitting here being like, oh my god, I have to have that. But I'm really hoping that moving forward, there are other things that I see that I'm going to get super excited about. And I've seen a majority of the community get super excited about a bunch of stuff revealed so far. I want to hear from you guys down below in the comments. What did you think of the day 1 and day 2 reveals from Funko? Is there something you absolutely have to have? Is there something that you're still hoping that Funko makes for this Comic-Con? Make sure you leave me a comment down below letting me know what you think of all of these obscure characters they're picking and what you still want to see from Funko for Emerald City 2021. And don't forget, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider it. It helps the channel grow. It helps me make so much more content for you guys watching at home. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support. Don't forget to collect what you love, even when what you love is a 1,000 piece Pez head. And as always, guys, I will see you soon.